Working. Is everything working? Oh. Sounds like it. Can you hear me? Toot toot, toot toot. I guess so. And with that, I then get to say, hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Investigations Collection. Look at this. I know I have a proper microphone, unlike this one that I'm not using anymore. Yes, I've done it. I've got a professional microphone, and I even get to use it for certain things on here, using a bit of echo and things like that. Yes, I cannot believe this is happening. Yes, I do have a proper microphone. And I'll be using this a lot more. We are going to test it out to see the sensitivity and things like that, see what it needs to change. It's all a little bit of trial and error at the minute. But yes, I have an arm, which means I can pull it closer to me, I can move it about, I can raise it up, I can do whatever it is I need to do with it. So again, it's all a little bit trial and error at the minute, see where the sweet spot of the kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, actually, hold that thought for a second. I just need to go and do something. I always forget to do it, but I do need to go and do something. Sensitivity, and we are, so yeah, we it's all trial and error in whether or not, oh dearie me, oh, I think we're okay. But yes, so it's all a little bit of trial and error in the sensitivity and things like that. Again, I may need to raise the sensitivity of the mic, raise the sensitivity of the mic on PlayStation, may need to bring it up a little bit, put it closer, whatever. But this is how we're doing it today. Again, you can hear me, so that's all I really care about. And we're just going to jump straight into what happened in the last episode, because we had literally just revealed the Yata-Grasu's true identity, which is Sheena, aka Callisto Yu, aka whatever her name is, Detective Bad, and Burn Faraday. Yes, it was 3 people as the Yata-Grasu. That's why the Yata-Grasu has 3 claws. But there we go. And we left off with Detective Bad asking you about the incident 7 years ago and what was the catalyst behind it. Because they were talking about the second KG8 incident and the fact that Callisto Yu decided to murder one of her co-workers, aka Burn Faraday, who was a prosecutor against a defense attorney, but also one of the Yata-Grasu. So we're going to find out what the catalyst was behind murdering Burn. In the eyes of oh, if I completely forgot what... yeah, oh my god. In the eyes of smuggling men, Yata-Grasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yata-Grasu? Why? Well, there is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What's that supposed to mean, you imbecile? Well, the person I take orders from hasn't changed. Even now, to this day. Does this mean the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Kojin? Oh, wait, no. And then does this mean the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Kuchen? Then the real ringleader is still out there. And you're gonna tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you then that I was the one who set the Babalese embassy on fire. Why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do. Well then, why is there 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Yeah... I mean, Machina! Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these were my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Search yourself. Oh, that's right, I almost forget Edgeworth. Well, the second problem I had with this story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor? Yes, Sergeant Lang? Mark my words, I'm not done here, and I'll be back. It's got nothing to do with Judy or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how... It was very slow, but there we go. It's finally over, okay? I feel like you've peed into a heart little, you know? It's so cold and dark. And incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That person's the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring, yes. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you, hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones that are in the Gem Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of soil stuck in the ends of these sticks. Hair sticks jotted down in my organizer. Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, tell me, today's the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire and I almost didn't make it. Wait a minute, how fucking old are you? You're 60?! He's 72, that's fair enough. But he is 60?! Okay. Yeah, we don't know her real age. That's fine. I'm happy to not know her real age. 25, that's fine. 60 though, that's mental. Well, we did it. We solved everything. Well, that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. Are you near the smuggling ring you, the Yatagarasu, were chasing after? The legend of that Yatagarasu. It's now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier. It was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Kebab? Were you also part of the Yatagarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad! Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. She's just shaking on my chain, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad? Wait. No. You're no longer a detective, Ed, are you? Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Autograsso. No, you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, here. Should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Autograssi stole from my office. Oh, wait, what? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. So it was bad! All that time ago! The very first case of this game, I haven't forgotten. That was bad? Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Wait, that means... What? Tell me it's not true, pal. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident was a very emotional, trying case. We stood in that courtroom. Faraday's a prosecutor, and I was the lead detective. Hang on. Okay. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized there was a limit to what the law could do. Question! At this point, was Apollo justice happening? Follow-up question. Is the jury system in place at this point? Because that was the whole point of the end of Apollo Justice's game. The jury system. Because they realized, like right now, there is a limit to what the law can do. So then they came up with a jury system because, well, there's only so much the law can do. There's only so far the evidence can take you. So, if you have a jury system and the jury votes guilty, not guilty, then it's an entirely different story. Is that happening right about now? Because if not, then it should have been. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. Well, that's what we thought. But at the time... That's how we formed the Yatagarasu. A vow to bring light. Oh, we vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the Ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate? We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings. As a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things. And then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday... he died for it. But why? Wasn't his sister the victim of the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KGH incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? What? That means... What does that mean? Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo we stuck on there. Try, peeing it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Yatagarasu. But why? Well, this is a director's card from the big boss. Take a look. At the back. Well, this was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KGH incident 10 years ago. That blood. Oh, that blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it, and apparently it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you're telling me that it was used, so it used wit crystal oil? Is that what you're telling me? Yes. Oh, well, thank you. I was expecting to get a fight out of you for that, but, I guess not. Thank you very much. So, you mean the cards were written in Barbalese ink? Exactly. Wit crystal, same thing. The fact that the card that Kochin was sent made into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that when we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The Grey Thief used a mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. Oh, and one more thing. Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you. It's Lollipop. Suck it with good grace, will ya? Oh, that's not a lollipop, sir. Why do you hold your lollipop then, sir? I don't actually know. It's fine, though. Just forget about that. This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KGH incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. Well, I thought it was stolen. Or how do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Armano, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally after the other day's kidnapping case. Well, this video! Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsmouth was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Armano was prepared to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where the prosecutor comes in. He was trying to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the Trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then, that card was not the calling card of the Atagrasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. Two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is... whether you use them or not, well, that is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Is the boss one of those who can't be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Oh, Detective Bad, there is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even... Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This isn't justice, pal! Like I always told you. Do not get emotionally involved. Well, let's go. Yes, sir! And there he goes. Is this really the end of the legend? To be continued. Latter. Let's go. Into the latter bit of the, this case. So, now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. But yet there still remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons crossed country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of America, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? Nope. We will need to open a line of investigation on just this aspect alone. But before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now you can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. There's a piece of evidence from a KGH incident hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. With a knife, and I'm assuming because it's the black one, a directives, an upper directive thingy. This man, it's Manny Cochran, and he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How did you figure that? Well, unlike you, RT reads the summary file in the KG8 incident. On the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So... this footage was shot at the entrance of the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claims that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it, so Mr. Ernest Armano. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would want to hide it. Well, it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with this case we're working on now. Because this is Ace Attorney. Everything from like 10 years ago to 7 years ago to anything is always related to the current case. You look at the bombing case and everything surrounding Athena and Silent Blackquill and Dual Destinies. You look at anything to do with Apollo Justice's entire game. More so the last case than anything else. In Phoenix Wright losing his attorney's badge, and then Apollo and that whole shit. You've also got Gold Lake and the first ever Ace Attorney game, and bringing Manfred von Karma to justice. Do you want me to carry on, or? Bless me. Dearie me. Oh dear. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage that to the ringleader. Where? Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you just played just now. Please try to me again. Ooh. Cadupia. Yes? No. Shit. I know I've seen the Ooh, shit. Oh no! There's no Cadopia logo. It's only Alabaster Babal. Shit. What is that, sir? Well, look here, Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. I was right! Haha! And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Miss Von Karma, Mr. Edgeworth. So we're here all this time. Ambassador Alba, thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. Yes, I was only even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I'm truly sorry. Well, this wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot, Quirkus, you couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we're in the middle of an age event celebrating our country's recollection. Because I hear the reason detectives fly around here forever. You're scaring the visitors away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Barbalese, please? Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. Without my permission, you can't proceed with our investigation anyway. Right? Was that too? However... As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be an Alabastian soil, in which we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really our investigation ends? Shifu! Shifu, you may have promised your address, sir. Shifu, this way. Yo. Agent Lang. We're back on the scene rather quickly. Well, if I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm trying to inform you. Don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. A member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold, if that's okay. After all, I believe our own police can handle things in here. They are quite capable. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Ambassador Albert, I get it now, I really do. Really. Oh? I'm very glad to understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You... No! The... killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Walls don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Sheena. Lang Zi says the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So, let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damaster Second's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Francisca Von Cum. What? What? I was a killer? Hey, wait, but that's impossible! Yeah, although that whip is actually quite... Yeah! Hold your tongue on that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. Well, he doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Albert went to give a speech, he called her into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I get to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabasta and Babal, did you not? And where is your evidence that I am the killer? I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Albert, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? No! You fucking nitwit! I literally just said no!
What is wrong with you?
Good. That's my way, what? Oh, I don't care. I'm still gonna do it anyway. Oh, and also don't even think about it right away, sis. But, I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing because, you know what? But just solve it clear. Your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing sort of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset. Not that I blame her. I expect you to said nothing less. We'll see how long you keep that nose if you're stuck up the air like that. You're lying. As someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, as well as I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's in the peanut gallery.
Oh, in that case, I'll join it too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabaster yet.
If you like Kane, then you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Coleman's in trouble.
Hey, Gummy, let's have a go with this so you can save her first, okay?
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm all fired up and ready to go, pal. Let me at it.
As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over.
Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Mr. Albert, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride.
Very well, but I'd like you to keep in mind this will be your last chance.
This whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go.
March 15th, 12:53 a.m. Alabaster Embassy, Ambassador's office, should I say.
Okay, let's go to the facts one more time. Mary Coach's body was found in the Secretariat's office in Babal. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabaster's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damas II, Mr. Kashi knew, was found here in the Alabasterian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found the murder weapon was this primitive statue. This is actually Babal's statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it, sis, if it wasn't you, there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Ada's lying. Do you understand the full implications of what you are saying?
Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. Plus, it wouldn't be the first time a Von Karma was a criminal.
I want to play that game. How fucking dare I will rip into. I will rip into. No, okay.
We want to chair the smuggling ring, and you want to chair the smuggling ring. And you wanted any evidence you could find. So while people were distracted by the Autocross's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. Ow! You and another thief who took advantage of the confusion with the fire.
And if all is that for true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons?
Don't worry, I plan to show you that you're the culprit behind that too. You have permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you can easily take the weapons across country lines. Hey now!
Whoa!
I wasn't quite expecting that.
Well...
Okay! Look, sis, I already told you, I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
She is right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring could
Could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine?
Well, let's get this ridiculous circus off with already.
Francisca, you need to calm down. You only know the facts about Alabastian's side of the case. I don't believe you can see this case as a whole and therefore solve it.
What?
But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. Can you come with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has solved the mystery of the moving weapons as well.
Of course, and I will. Now let us delve into the truth behind the murder of Damascus II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edwards? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damascus II is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. I'll also be back. I'm just going to go grab myself a glass of water. Okay, do you understand that? Good. I will be back in due time. See, I told you. I haven't really drank a lot today, so... there we go.
As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started.
Yes, let's.
One of the best knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin, and the murder weapon and the killing of Damascus II in Babal's prima-due statue. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you.
As long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisco will remain a suspect.
You got it, Mr. Prosecutor, so why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss.
Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself.
What are you talking about?
Gazing too intently on that which is in front of us, we've become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Agent Lang never said anything to that effect.
You, Prosecutor, who do you think you are speaking about Lang's proverbs like that?
I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all you will need to see the truth. I concur this knife crossed over country lines.
Good, but that's not the only thing that did. You must have forgot about the other weapon. The knife was only one.
My finger itches. So saying the primitive statue was also brought over by Francisca.
Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
And how exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured that out yet.
It's a rather weak statement, considering how sure you are.
Maybe, but there's only one thing I do know for sure.
Hold it! Impenetrable? I should hardly think so.
You see the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that?
Yeah, I mean, I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire.
The only way to other embassies is through the doors into Theatrum Neutralis. So the only way for the Life of the Primitive statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
So is this only really the only person who's traveled between the two countries?
According to the gods of both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. This was there in the alabaster in the autographs you showed. And just before you guys found Miss Coach's body, she entered Babal. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babal.
And how to explain the primitive statue?
I haven't quite figured out that yet. However, the fact that these two weapons crossed the border proves the killer must have also traveled across country lines.
The only things to cross the border, the primitive statue and the knife. I think those are the only two items, Agent Lang.
I thought.
Lang Zi says, governance is like a soul. And words without confidence are but empty shells. You shouldn't waste your breath on words you have no confidence in, Miss Prosecutor. Although it's just as bad to say something in full confidence and be wrong.
You don't let him lecture you about your self-confidence like that? I need to be overflowing with self-confidence, I just need to think rationally. After all, I need to be confident in the facts.
Do we have statements? No.
And like every day, really, so look at this evidence you see, there's a very big flaw in your logic.
Flaw? You sure say your eyes not flawed? Don't make me see straight.
Maybe this wasn't the piece of evidence I was looking for after all.
So you got the answers I need. Come on, sis, it's time for us to go. Yeah. Agent Lang, please wait. Sorry, but I'm tired of waiting. Because I'm not one for waiting around for others to solve my case.
Miles Edgeworth, I demand you do something about this at once.
I lost what to do myself. Well, I know I have plenty to ask this here about. Let's go.
Miles!
Is this really where it all ends? Unless the truth was lost for all eternity.
I'm struggling with this one. No. No. I'm actually struggling on this one.
The only things across the border that appear to do such as the knife. Did I think those are the only two items, Agent Lang?
What was the third item? No. I'm struggling. Right, hang on then. Right, hang on. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Objection!
They should have been more logical. That's irritating. That's very irritating, that. Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Oh. Damascus II was killed at Babal's primitive statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabast's primitive statue go? To Babal. How long did that take me? Jesus Christ. Precisely. The two statues really were switched. This means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. Fucking kill me. No. There we go.
I guess so, but you know what? Doesn't matter the number of items, the only other sis is the only one who could have done it. It's the only person who went back and forth between Alabasta and Babal is her.
Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the two countries? Actually, there was definitely another person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang?
What allows you to try and bluff your way out of this? I checked out what the guard said along with the security camera's footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
I suppose there was some other way other than through the theatre doors.
What other way?
The other to see them massed across the border unharmed. I pointed out it would open up a whole new possibility. Ooh. The other entity that had managed to cross the border unharmed. If I pointed out, it would open a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility.
Looks like you got some clever idea in mind.
I do. I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence.
Fine then.
I have no idea.
Let's see this piece of evidence will show me this other route.
Oh, this! Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo.
Well, that supernatural photo, like I said before, humans can't fly.
No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well.
Don't start claiming Sheena saw it grew wings either.
I wouldn't dream of claiming that.
Well, you take back what you said either. I'll say it again, it's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor.
But how can I prove that who it was? How can I prove who it was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait. Not humanly possible? Eureka!
Very well. You will have your explanation. Sounds like you have good ideas simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this fellow's blurry trailed shadow is...
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the third small object, the primitive statue replica.
You can't be serious.
The Adegrasu, or rather Callisto U, dressed as Sheena, was inside Babal. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air.
Mr. Prosecutor, you left out a very crucial bit of your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air. How exactly did she do that?
He is literally banging his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as it remains unsolved, I won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier?
Hey sis, I remember just before the Ambassador Alba went to give a speech, got him into his office, right?
So just before the murder, Francisco was called here, right into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue.
Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh, what are you up to now, pretty boy?
Earlier you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer.
Yeah, I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is.
Do you really think criminal would tell us the honest truth?
How dare you! As I said numerous times, there is absolutely no person that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too.
I don't you worry.
However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time, which is why I'd like to hear about it from you.
Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case.
Alright, so what would you like me to talk about?
I'd like you to please testify to your movements up until you came to this room.
Alright, let's try this your way for a change. If what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her to arrest faster than you can hell no.
As you wish.
As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabastine Embassy. After I saw the steel samurai officer on his way towards the ambassador's office, I turned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back to Ambassador Alba to his office.
Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
I see. For now, the only way that I can see us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail.
Hold it!
I thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring.
Yes, that was also my job, but upon hearing that the Atagasu had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Albert called upon us to protect the embassy instead. Is that incident 7 years ago? Or have you forgotten what happened back then?
Anything to that related to that case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. Exactly one I can readily forget myself.
Looks like you remember the case after all.
Of course I do.
I spotted every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. I did all that, then after that...
Hold it!
So you're at the theatre as well? Yes, and I suppose you're also there as well, watching that stage show?
Well, yes. San Francisco was there.
Well, after the show was over and I saw the steal somewhere off...
Hold it!
Why did you need to confirm the degree of the preparation for even a speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the Atagasu had planned on getting in, right?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
But in the end, the Atagasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden, even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Calm down, Francisca. She must still be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure out it herself. Anyways, there was no one in the Rose Garden, and we were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter.
Hold it!
At that time, Master Second's body had yet to be found in this room, is that correct? Well, that's right, but Ambassador Abel was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence.
The criminals say anything to get arrested. How do you know you're not a liar?
Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you.
Seriously?
Well, I can keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Abel was already here. He was standing by the flower box in the windowsill, watering his flowers. I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office.
Alright then, add that statement to your testimony and let's hear some details. So, Ambassador Alba was in this room at the time, was he?
Hold it!
For the sake of being fair, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants on the windowsill? What do you mean by that? Well, the entrance to this room is on the side, while the window is on the opposite side. If what you say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. It would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct? I suppose it was a bit hard to see around here. Fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable boy. I knocked before I entered, and as he did, he turned around to greet me, with the watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right?
I suppose.
After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself, and then growing them with the utmost care, you know. Yes, the plants in this room, they are all like my children. The partial flowers in the flower box and the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All four of them are in full bloom. Miss Von Carver, what did you just say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What was the statement you not understand?
What do I not understand? I cannot understand why a certain thing is the way it is.
Well, I'd like you to append your statement to testimony, please. Very well. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way.
I knew it.
I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like that?
Yes, sir. You give this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir. Yeah.
All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. Oh, wait a minute. Is the number of flowers really all that important to this juncture? Oh no. And for this, I'm still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles?
At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that will become clear if you were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy.
There, my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I understand. I heard rest until I inspected every looking suspicious nook and cranny. This watering can has a rather robust design.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing is stuff we can clearly see for ourselves. Plus, if we keep wasting time talking about this one, Carl's gonna get arrested.
I'd better examine something else. This patch of soil looks as though it has something removed from it. What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you climb up all of a sudden? I'm still here waiting for an explanation, you know.
Oh, no, Aiden Lang. I was the most appreciated in silence.
There's like two things were pulled out of this flower box.
The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. They're really growing well and are well supported by these plant supports.
Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only two here for me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lies failed you.
By his Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already.
I suppose I'll need to use some evidence shutting my opponent eye.
I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require.
Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in your face of your current plight, but I hardly doubt it'll last until the end.
You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang. We'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence.
Take that!
Sheena, who was supposedly in Babal the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. Look exactly like the plant supports in his flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are, in actuality, support sticks for the passion flowers.
So what? It's real important to the case?
Of course it is, you imbecile. It means that we found yet another item that's smuggled between the two countries tonight.
Yeah.
Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabast, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Babal the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue.
Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babal.
How did these support sticks find their way to Babal and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Aha! So that's why. Agent Lang, if you'd please take a look at this and tell me its shape.
So a stick, is it?
Well, so it is, but the shape of the support sticks is what's important. When they're used for something else in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. You have to get a complete suspicion when you use the support sticks.
Eureka!
That's crossbow. Wait, you're not really suggesting...
I am. These hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows.
Yeah!
I've done it. I've found the common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread is yet to be completely untangled.
Here's the arrows. How does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all these things together.
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. So Babal's statue is straight to Yardgrass' close, and the shot over here. Even if you fire the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that primitive statues don't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you?
The primitive statues did sprout wings.
Of course I didn't. Glad you understand. I feel much better already.
Hang on.
Okay. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact.
It's crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation.
What?
You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. Maybe just flew, but not on a wing. Give me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you.
Go for a statue tied to them.
Objection!
Shit. I know it's the wire.
Maybe this wasn't the piece I was looking for after all.
Objection!
Shit!
Knuckle back!
Maybe you need to press first then.
Can I lecture about your confidence like that?
Yes.
Objection!
Oh, come on! How is it not the wire? Dun, 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 dun.
Objection! Knuckle back!
Shit. Yes, yada 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 yada. Yes, I know I kind of need to do something, but the minute I can't. Thus the truth was lost for all eternity. Slam. Yes. Okay.
Hold it!
That's the case, let's press and guess then. Press and guess. But that incredible scene that just happened to have been caught on film resulting in this photo.
Huh. What an incredible scene it was. It's photos taken by a freelance fellow journalist, right?
Yes, so I hear.
And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen these sorts of photos many a time in court, and there have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you ever stood in a court of law, you would know this is entirely plausible.
You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? Gorium certainly is a strange place if what you say is true, but there really is something odd about that photo no matter how you look at it.
Hold it!
But we are in agreement that arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct?
But just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the things they want to smuggle are a lot bigger than nothing.
No, that's not necessarily true.
What?
What I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusions, launching of my conclusions. What Shooter wants to launch with the crossbow is not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues.
There we go. Finally we have reached this point in our discussion, for I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow. Again, I'm as prosecutor. You see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Caution's office. All the way from the 5th floor to the Alabastine Embassy, down to the 3rd floor of the Alababalese Embassy. But you claim it's really what happened? And you see how Alabast's primitive statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down to the wire from the 5th floor to the 5th to the 3rd floor. And then what about Babal's primitive statue? Dark Shadows clear flying away from Babal. Going the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor to the Babalese Embassy, up to the 5th floor of the Alabastine Embassy. How do you explain that?
Aha! I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick work.
Hey, little Lang, the motion used behind this trick, and perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Babal's primitive statue. I believe it was done via rotary motion. If the two statues were transported simultaneously, Gabriel's statues collide somewhere along the way. Did I ever say there's only one line of wire between the two offices? Using an arrow with two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed.
Not so fast!
Lang Z says, don't object and cause success what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between two wires, the top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway. Agent Lang, as you know, the primitive statue is a one-of-a-kind national treasure. The Babal statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, and it would naturally be lighter than the real one. I mean, my idea is very possible. Lang Z says, oh! Here's what I believe happened. Miss Yu and her mysterious co-conspirator set themselves up in two different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow. Then the two of them cover the statues and proceed to transport the statues. After the switch is complete, another arrow is fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babal, where it's to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside the grandfather clock QED.
Grrr. This proves it, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer.
Not yet, sis. I still haven't made a search yet. Right, Miss Prosecutor? The proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain song back home with me as a souvenir. I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just as that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. One more? Well, this should be interesting. And here a piece of evidence that will turn my hypothesis into fact. Well then, let's see, Miss Prosecutor.
A thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. I believe it is right here in this very room. Now then, I believe this is what made a circular belt transportation method possible.
Take that!
And the fan! Looks like he dropped another bomb on us again. The last piece was a check our two pulleys. Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case.
Thanks to friend, there's one installed in each of the offices. Ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on! This must be it. This is how smugglers bypass the impenetrable security.
You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I mean, you figured it all out already, haven't you? You know the big hotshot has set us up for a live stage show is, don't you?
The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone with knowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastian and Barbley's offices, and a person Flower's support stakes could be used as arrows.
The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't dare make this wolf maker his food.
Vio so hesitant Mazet to us. Can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do?
A single point of the finger here in this case will expose it as an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the moving forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in.
There is a piece of evidence that will point to us who the mysterious mastermind is. Do.
Take that! Not so fast!
I don't know.
Yeah, something a bit bigger than food. Smuggling statues. I should already have the piece of evidence that shows who that is. I just have to present it, no matter what the cost.
Take that! Not so fast!
No.
Take that! Not so fast!
No.
I don't know.
Take that!
Okay. The smuggling could not have been possible without the use of a crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that passion flowers had the time to grow so big. There was one Karma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited this room today. On top of all this, the fan of the comet knew that both officers had ceiling fans, tells us the person had very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I'm accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower blocks with the utmost care. Thus it can only be you, Quercus alba. Shit! Well, that is where I'm going to leave off for today. A very dubious little cliffhanger, if I do say so. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully also this mic has done its purpose. Leave a like and subscribe, it really does help. Click the bell icon down below to be notified of when a live stream or upload a video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!